From calm questions turning into shouting matches to chefs completely losing control, what happens when pressure explodes in the kitchen? Not just arguments, moments where respect disappears and things get personal real fast. Some try to stand their ground, some snap under pressure, and some go way too far. And once it starts, there's no stopping it. Starting with one of the most intense clashes ever seen in the kitchen, things go off the rails almost instantly.
Joseph, let's be honest. That's a pretty sorry battalion you got there, isn't it?
Right now it is.
Who's the first nominee for the men?
They can speak for themselves, but they know who they are.
Pressure is already high, and the tone turns sharp immediately. One simple question is asked, but the tension makes everything harder than it should be.
Hey, smartass, I asked you to tell me. Who's the first nominee and why?
No problem. Tony and Andy.
The answer comes, but not in the way it was asked. That small mistake starts building frustration fast.
Listen, I know you may be slightly stupid. First nominee and why?
First nominee and why? Tony. He knows why. We sat down as a group.
Instead of clearing things up, it gets more confusing. The pressure keeps rising and patience starts running out.
What do you want, a fucking medal?
What do you want me to fucking say?
Now it turns into attitude versus authority. Both sides stop backing down, and it starts getting personal.
Now, can you just tell me, in fucking plain English, the first nominee and why he's nominated? Is that fucking clear?
The question is repeated again, but now with anger behind it. The situation is slipping out of control.
I ain't no fucking bitch, Chef. I don't give a fuck.
That line completely breaks any respect left. At this point, it's no longer about the competition anymore.
He's trying to bring the best out of you. You gotta look
You wanna
past
bring the
that.
best out of me.
Yeah, show some respect.
Shut your fucking mouth.
The room gets tense as voices rise. It feels like it could turn physical any second.
Want a fucking jacket? Want to talk some shit? Let's go step outside.
That challenge changes everything. It's no longer just words, it's a confrontation.
You got no respect.
No respect.
Now get out.
And just like that, it ends. One moment of attitude turns into a complete collapse, and there's no coming back from it. A small mistake during service quickly turns into something bigger than expected.
Touch that. What is that?
It's raw, chef.
A basic error sets things off. It's something simple, but in a high-pressure kitchen, it matters a lot.
Boris, what were you thinking, buddy? You don't mock Gordon Ramsay.
Boris!
Yes, sir.
Come here. Yes, sir.
But the real issue isn't the food anymore. It's what happens behind the scenes that makes things worse.
Come here, you fuckface.
Oh, no.
And there you go. You touch it then. Now look at me. Take the piss out of me now.
Mocking in the background gets exposed instantly. Confidence disappears the moment it's confronted directly.
You fucking take the piss out of me one more time in the middle of fucking service, yeah? Kiss your fucking ass goodbye.
The warning is clear. Respect is non-negotiable here, especially in the middle of service.
And I meant no disrespect. What can I say? I'm losing my mind.
Now just concentrate. Look at me. Look at me. Just fucking concentrate.
The situation calms slightly, but the damage is already done. One careless moment nearly costs everything. This one builds slowly, but feels just as intense.
Does it make you feel better shouting in front of the blue team?
I'm not shouting in front of anybody.
Is that you have to show up?
Denial and frustration mixed together. It's clear both sides are already irritated.
How bloody fucking
Don't
dare
be
you!
stupid.
Now it turns sharp, the words get stronger, and the respect starts fading.
Don't raise your hands.
Why not?
A simple action becomes a big issue. The tension here isn't loud chaos, but it's uncomfortable and serious. This moment is quick but brutal.
Hurry. What? What is that? What is that? Did you bite that? Look! That's one, that's the other. It's on the same fucking table!
Something is clearly wrong and it's noticed immediately. Everyone can feel what's coming next.
Look at this! Look! 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 What the fuck is that?
The mistake is unacceptable. There's no excuse for it at this level.
Fuck off back there! Get out! Yes! Get fucked! Pile of shit! Hey! Get upstairs, get your bags packed!
No second chances. One mistake, one decision, and it's over instantly. This is what a full breakdown looks like.
We haven't even served one fucking table!
Time is passing, but nothing is happening. That pressure builds fast and hits hard.
Treated those scallops like a homeless rat.
The mistake is obvious and painful to watch. It's not just bad, it's embarrassing.
Are you executive chef? Do you actually cook in your restaurants?
That question hits deeper than it sounds. Expectations are high, and the performance doesn't match.
You froze.
What else do you want me to say?
You haven't even fucking defrosted.
That one word explains everything, and at the same time, makes it worse. The exit turns ugly. Frustration explodes into disrespect, ending everything on a bad note. This one is pure chaos from start to finish.
Taste it. Taste it. Taste it, taste it, taste it, taste it. Not an ounce of seasoning.
A basic mistake again, but this time it affects everything. The whole dish fails.
Don't argue with chef.
Don't talk back to chef. He says something, you say yes, chef, and move on.
Control is slipping, and it needs to be brought back quickly.
Say that again. Hey, say that again.
No, say yes, chef.
Say that. Don't spit fucking scrambled egg in my face. Say that again. Say that again.
Yes, chef.
There's not an ounce of fucking seasoning in there. These guys save lives for a living. Yeah, and you're about to fuck up their breakfast. Got it?
Yes, chef.
Respect is forced at this point. There's no room for attitude anymore.
I thought I seasoned it, chef, correctly, but no, obviously I didn't.
Why is he cooking scrambled egg when he can't even season it?
That confusion shows how lost things have become in the kitchen.
Chaos.
Yeah, cool off somehow.
I tried to clear my head by sticking my head in the refrigerator, but I couldn't.
Raj, move your fat fucking ass! Somebody take control.
Everything is falling apart at the same time. No one is fully in control anymore. Frustration spreads across the whole team. At this point, it's just survival through the service. These moments show one thing clearly. It's not just about cooking. Pressure, ego, and respect collide in the worst ways possible. One small mistake can turn into something much bigger in seconds. And once things go out of control, it's almost impossible to bring them back.